Welcome to my unboxing of the Fractal Design Define Mini Computer Case. Once again, this is a belated unboxing. I probably should have done it quite a while ago, but here I am doing it now. So this is interesting. Look at that. Stop! Before returning any product, please contact Fractal Design. Most issues can be quickly and easily solved through our North American support team. Neat! Really easy to contact support. They just put like an actual phone number on there. Although their phone number is pretty awesome. 855-I-GO-FRAC. F-R-A-C. Nice. So anyway, let's go ahead and open this baby up. This is the little brother of the Define R3, although it doesn't have a revision R and a number after it, because this is the first mini version that they did. There was no mini version of the Define R2. So it has a few of the features of its bigger brother, including moduvents, which basically means that you have the option on the packing material. There you go. I never do miss it, so there it is. Try not to break too many things here while I quickly get a case out of a box, which is more challenging than you guys would think. There we go. So moduvents, which give you the option of either having maximum silence, so you can see they're covered right now, or you can remove the covers and have maximum cooling with a 120 or a 140 millimeter fan installed in the side panel over the graphics card, or a 120 or 140 millimeter fan installed in the top above the CPU. So in terms of the default cooling options, they are fairly straightforward. There's your manual. Ahem. Dual 120s in the front. Just like its older brother, it comes with one by default, and then you can add another one right there. Sound dampening foam on the inside of the front panel cover. Two 5¼ inch bays. These are very easy to remove, which is nice. One of which is compatible with a 3½ inch device, should you require one. In this day and age, I guess a card reader would be a legitimate reason to have a 3½ inch bay device. Other than that, I can't really think of a good reason. Wow, these are actually a little bit tricky to get back in. There we go. Okay, fixed. What else was there in the front? Oh yeah, this is cool. So these are filtered fans. I did forget to mention that. Also, the reset button has been located here. The original Define R2 didn't have a reset button at all. I think this is a brilliant addition because it's really hard to hit by accident, but at least you have one in the event that you do need one. Here on the top of the case, we've got our microphone and headphone jacks. We've got our power button with a blue ring around it indicating that the system is on, as well as a blue LED right here in the front. Two USB 2.0 ports, one USB 3.0 port. So yes, this is a USB 3 ready case. The finish of the case is actually slightly different from the Define R3s that I've seen. So yeah, it's more of a matte finish. It looks really good actually. There you go. Slick got a close up. Good work, Slick. Okay, we've got a 120 millimeter cooling fan in the back, I/O ports, 4 PCI slots. This stands to reason. It is a micro ATX case, but you've also got an auxiliary one, which you can use for like a fan speed controller or something like that. We've got foam padding around the bottom mounted power supply, as well as filtered intakes on the bottom. So there are up to 2 120 millimeter fans, including, there we go, the one that goes on your power supply that you can use down there. So let's go ahead and get the side panels off. I'll be back in just a moment. So we've taken the side panel off. You can see the inner workings of moduvent. That is the noise dampening material on the entire panel, and then the noise dampening material on a square of plastic that goes on the part of the panel that you remove. So there you go. Moduvent is a very simple technology, one that honestly someone probably should have thought of before Fractal, but did not. That seems to be the secret to success, doesn't it? So there's the noise dampening material on that side. Think of something that, you know, should be obvious, but no one else thought of, and do it first, and then you win. So anyway, let's keep on, actually, okay, I made that sound a lot simpler than it is. It's hard to do that. So let's go ahead and have a look at the internals here. So pretty straightforward case if you've seen a Define R3 before. We've got all of our cable management in the expected places. So there's your bottom mounted power supply. There's your huge cable management hole for where the bulk of the cables are going to go through. Then you have smaller ones positioned for bottom front panel connectors, video cards, anything up here like drives, for example, any other connectors at the top of the board, your 8-pin power connector, all positioned sensibly. We've got a medium-sized CPU cut out. It's not as big as I maybe would have liked to see, but I can see what they're doing here. With these bends in the motherboard tray, they're actually reinforcing it and making it stronger in spite of the cutout. And I mean, most micro ATX boards, the CPU's within a fairly narrow range, because all of this is your PCI slots, and then the board only goes from here to here, so there's not a whole lot of variance. In terms of hard drive mounting options, we've got 6 either 3.5-inch or 2.5-inch drive sleds. So you can see the 3.5-inch ones have rubber grommets, and the 2.5-inch ones do not, because most of the 2.5-inch drives you'd mount in a case like this are going to be SSDs, and you're not too worried about vibration with those because they don't have any moving parts. Fractal design, accessories box. Let's have a look, shall we? Actually, no, I'll save that for later. I'll take all this stuff out now just to taunt you. What the devil? Interesting. Nope, nope, don't look at it closely. We're just taunting them right now. Only taunting. Haha, you can't see it at all anymore. Alright, internal connectors. We've got our front USB 2, we've got our front panel HD audio or PC97 audio. They gotta just, or AC97 rather, they gotta just stop including that. Front panel headers for your power switch, your power LED, all that good stuff. USB 3.0 front panel header, so yes, this is using an internal header rather than a pass-through. And check this out. You can actually remove, no, I'm not actually going to do it, I don't think, but you can remove this entire cage. So if you want to install a super long graphics card in here and have it be directly cooled by the fan at the front, and then use this side fan as an exhaust, you can install a beastly graphics card setup inside this case in spite of its small size. So that's a very cool thing as well. Oh, hey, something I didn't show you guys, because I keep thinking in terms of like you've probably already seen a Define R3, but maybe you haven't. So where those front fans actually get their airflow from is right here. So there's our vents along both sides, and we're going to go ahead and switch over to the back side of the case. Vents along both sides. So when you close this door, they aren't actually starved. They are getting plenty of airflow, which is good because fans need that. Alright, the back of the case, probably just barely enough space to squeeze a 24-pin back there. I wouldn't call it ample room for cable management, but they were going for small size here. And it's already not that much smaller than a Define R3, but it is smaller. So if you have a cabinet you want to stick it in or something like that, you knock probably about this much off of the size of a Define R3 by going with the Define Mini. In terms of cable management at the back, besides the one sort of small niggle about the room, there's also the fact that it is very easy with all the included cable management loops to at least keep your cables lying flat, which is one of my big complaints. You gotta either have a ton of room at the back of the motherboard tray, or you have to have really smart cable management so that you can keep the cables flat, because if you don't have the cable management, they end up, when you go to close the side panel, they're all sticking out like this and then they cross over on each other, then you end up with that bulge on the side panel. But here we've got them positioned all over the place, here, 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 and here. So you should be able to get them nice and flat. Fan, cable. So only 2 included fans here. One in the front, 120mm, one in the back, 120mm. Should be fine for most systems, unless you're building something really high performance in here. And I think that pretty much covers it as far as the internals go. There was that 120mm fan mount that I talked about before when I accidentally pulled out the filter incorrectly. There we go, now it's in properly. Cool, okay, let's show you the... Oh, I never showed the finish of the front panel. Crying out loud. Okay, there you go. Brushed finish on the front panel, beautiful as we've come to expect from Fractal Design. And then, the accessories. So here is our 5¼ to 3.5-inch front panel adapter. You can put that in there if you want to install your card reader. A couple reusable cable ties. However these work. I'm sure they work some way. There we go. And you can anchor these and tie into the case. Really neat. 2 of those. We've also got all the screws that you need for everything, including a Phillips head Ziploc bag that isn't sealed. Oops. Including a Phillips head. So it looks like you have pretty much everything you need to install your computer if you don't mind using like a ghetto screwdriver like that. Interesting. Motherboard standoffs. And it included fan controller, yay, that controls up to 3 fans. Hence the reason for them putting in this spot right here, which is just suitable for a fan controller that has a nice long fan control knob on it. Imagine that being designed exactly for Fractal's own product. Too often you see companies come out with products that clearly don't work together in spite of the fact that they make both of them. So there you go. That is pretty much it for the Define Mini. Don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for more unboxings, reviews, and other computer videos.